Men are dogs. You've heard it, maybe even said it. And honestly, there's some truth to it. Because the untrained man is exactly that, a dog, driven by impulse, barking at whatever catches his eye, kicking and screaming as he obeys the worst parts of himself. I learned this early. Ever since I was 12, I noticed something about myself. I've always wanted more attention, more validation, more pleasure, more everything. At first, it looked like just attraction, but it wasn't just that. It was the constant hunger to chase anything that gave me a quick high, even if it cost me pieces of my soul. Once I got my first phone and downloaded Instagram, game over. What started as curiosity became compulsion. Scroll, tap, DM, like, compare, envy, repeat. It wasn't just attention I was chasing. It was dopamine, escape, approval, a feeling of being enough. And that routine, it started to shape the man I was becoming. But let's be real, I wasn't alone. Every guy I knew back in uni was trapped in the same loop. Chasing girls, chasing clouds, chasing status, chasing anything to quiet the noise inside. We tell ourselves, God understands, it's not that deep. Everyone does it. But deep down we knew something was off. You can feel it. And one day I asked the question that flipped the switch. Just because it's normal, does that make it right? Deeper, what qualifies this behavior as normal? Because here's the truth. What we call normal today, hypersexuality, scrolling, chasing trends, validation, it isn't normal. It's programming. We've been raised in a world that justifies our impulses by asking the right questions in the wrong spirit. Why can't you get the prettiest girl? Why shouldn't you have more money? Why not take what you want? It feels empowering, but it's not freedom. It's deeper bondage. And the messaging starts young. You're told you deserve it all. But abundance only has meaning in the hands of a man disciplined enough to give it away. Because that man, he's not owned by his desires. He's free. He can walk away when he wants to. This isn't about being more moral. This is about power. It's about focus, clarity. It's about purpose. Because hear me, a man who can't control his urges will never walk in his calling. Every time you trade purpose for pleasure, your spirit shrinks, your mind cloudy, your prayers dry, your soul numb, and the gifts God placed in you buried under distractions and dopamine. Let me say this clearly. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. We're in a spiritual war. And the front line isn't politics, it's not church drama, it's not culture wars, it's your habits, it's your screen time, your attention span, your private thoughts at 2 a.m. That's why spiritual discipline isn't optional anymore. It's survival. What spiritual discipline really means is that it goes beyond going to church. This isn't about just listening to worship music while scrolling TikTok. It's not talking about God online but ignoring Him in private. It's about training your spirit to lead. Real spiritual discipline looks like guarding what enters your heart and mind. Prioritizing quiet, uninterrupted time with God. It's about building real accountability, not just group chat banter. You have to be able to replace passive scrolling with purposeful action, making God the center, not a side quest. It's not performance, it's positioning, it's alignment. Positioning yourself to hear clearly, to live intentionally, to move with conviction and not impulse. And when you live this way, bro, everything changes. You gain mental clarity. You're no longer a slave to your urges or emotions. You gain confidence. You're rooted not in hype, but you have a conscious understanding of who you are. You reclaim your identity. You build stronger relationships. You stop using people, you serve. You have purpose-driven living. And here's the twist. The less you chase women, money, and status, the more they start showing up in your life. Because God and others can finally trust you with them. You become the man with weight. There's gravitas behind your words. A kind of man people want to follow. A man of substance, of order, of purpose. That's why spiritually disciplined men get what they want. Not because they chase it, but because they become the kind of men who attract what matters. If you've made it this far, respect. For real. Now help me build this army. Like this video, subscribe, comment I'm choosing discipline if you're really about it. YouTube says over 60% of you guys watch but don't subscribe. Let's fix that. And if you're ready to go deeper, if you're ready to do the hard thing, click on this next video. It's the mental trick I use to break the cycle and start living in purpose. Let's rise together. Peace.